Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be making dresses for 3 ages, 5, 3 and 6 months. Style, different sizes. I have 38 inches here. I'll cut out the one that I'm going to use for the bottom, the down part. The measurement I will use is 20 inches for the 6 months old baby. Half length is 8 inches, so the remaining 12 inches I will cut from here. That will be the down. I will remove 8 inches from here. This down here I will hem with 1 inch like this. I'm going to hem the bottom here with 1 inch. So I will place 8 inches where I mark plus sewing allowance like this. I will mark 20 inches up to here. Then I will add some inches. The inches I add is the one to sew. This is the one I will sew on the bottom. The remaining one for the top. I'm going to cut the front, fold into 2 like this. I will measure. Shoulder is 10 inches, divide by 2 will give me 5 inches plus half inch to sew. Armhole 5.5 inches. From shoulder here, where I place my tape here down, 5.5 inches, which is armhole. Half length is 8 inches plus 1 inch to sew the bottom here and shoulder. Bust is 22 inches. 22 divided by 4 will give me 5.5 inches, which is here. Then I will use the remaining one to sew the remaining inches. That is the allowance for sewing. Waist 20 inches divided by 4 will give me 5 inches plus for that, and the remaining one I will use to sew. For the armhole, I will curve like this. I will cut here, and the neckline I measure 2 inches. 2 inches for neckline. From where I mark here, this is the shoulder, then I measure 3 inches. Mark. The back I fold into 2, and I will mark for zip 2 inches on the back. This zip allowance, and I will place the front on top. This is for zip. So remember the neckline is 2 inches, 2 inches. So I will cut the back with half inch. Done cutting for the 6 months old, 6 months to 8 months old, even up to 1 year can wear this, depending on how big the child is. 5 years old, I've already cut the down part, which is, and I also cut for zip. This for zip allowance, this part here. This measurement I have here is 40 inches. This one is 40 inches, folded into 2 is now 20 inches, also with the back. I'll cut the top now, folding into 2, and I fold again to give me into 4. I mark where I'm going to sew zip on. Where I'm going to sew zip on is 1.5 inch. Half length for this 5 years old is 10 inches. So I will add half inch to sew. This 10.5 inches. She can use 9 inches for half length or 10 inches. The shoulder and the sleeve I will cut together because I have some allowance here. I'm not going to cut like sleeveless. Shoulder is supposed to be 6 inches or 5.5 inches. She can use 5.5 inches or 6 inches without sleeve. But because there is allowance here, enough material here, so I will measure from here. That means I measure from shoulder to sleeve. That is, I cut sleeve and shoulder and sleeve together. The measurement I have here is 20 inches. After folding it to 2, I have 10 inches here. The round sleeve or hem, I will measure 6 inches. I will use 1/2 inch to sew here, and I will sew this way with 1/2 inch. Bust is 24 inches. 24 divided by 4 will give me 6 inches plus 1 inch to sew. Like this. Waist is 22 inches. Divided by 4 will give me 5.5 inches plus sewing allowance, and I will add that here. And I will cut. Neckline, I will also measure this one 2 inches. Front neck, I will measure 3 inches. For the back, I will also cut with 1/2 inch. This one, I will use it for belts on the back. The down one, this one is 15 inches. 15 inches here. I'm sorry guys, this one is for 3 years old, not 5 years. This one is for 3 years old. So 3 years old, I use half length, 10 inches. 5 years old, I will use 11 inches. This for 5 years old. I also cut the down. This one and this one, they are the same with the sleeve. These two have the same hem, but this one doesn't have. This for 6 months. The measurement I have here is 22 inches. This 22 inches I fold into 2, so that means this one is 44 inches. After folding into 2, now 22 inches, 16.5 inches here, almost 17 inches. For the 5 years old, half length is 11 inches plus 1/2 inch to sew. Shoulder stroke sleeve is 10.5 inches after folding into 2. Neckline, I will mark 2 inches. Front, I mark 3.5 inches for the deepness of the front neck. I mark like this. Then the back, I will still cut with 1/2 inch. Armhole here or round sleeve, I measure 6.5 inches. Remember, I will sew here with 1/2 inch, and I will sew shoulder here stroke sleeve with 1/2 inch, so it will now reduce with 1 inch, so it will remain 5.5 inches. Bust is 26 inches. Divided by 4 will give me 6.5 inches plus sewing allowance. Waist is 24 inches. Divided by 4 will give me 6 inches plus sewing allowance, and that I'll cut the back with 1/2 inch and the front with 3.5 inches. Different sizes, one style. Only this one is different. This one is without sleeve. At least this one has little sleeve here, but this one doesn't have. These two, they are the same style. I will start to sew, but I will only show you with one because they are the same style. I'm going to show you how I make this one. I finished with it. So on the neck, I decided to add this trim. There's the back, and zip the front, and it has belt on the back. So this is for 3 years old girl. The 1 year or 1 year and 2 months can also wear this, depending on how big your child is. I will continue the last one. This is the front and the 2 back. I will join the 2 shoulder. I will join the shoulder here. This is the shoulder stroke the sleeve. This is the shoulder stroke the sleeve. I will join here. After joining, then I will open and hem the arm, add that on the waist. I will show you when I'm done doing that before I sew the down with this top together. I'm done joining the shoulder, the 2 shoulder. This is the front neck, this is the back where I'm going to sew zip on, and the sleeve here. I hem the 2 and I add that. I fold like this, and I sew that here up to here. Use 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches. So on the back, what I will do now is to hem the neck. This is the back where I'm going to sew zip on. This way I notch. I'll fold like this, then I will just sew like this, round the neck to this side. The reason why I didn't cut turning for the neck is because I'm going to sew something like this, trim on it. I always sew on the arm of this one because this one doesn't have sleeve, but on the neck of this one I will sew something like this on it, like this one. Go and sew the neck now, then I will show you how I'm going to sew this trim on it, similar trim. After finish sewing the neck, finish hemming the neckline, I have this trim. I will write the name on the screen. I will sew on top from the back. I will sew from here to the front, round, and to the back. When I'm done sewing that, I will join the side here. I will measure the arm, the 2 sides. I will measure before I sew this on the bottom. I will sew the 2 sides of this one. I will show you, then hem the bottom. So when I'm going to sew it top, I will show you. I'm done sewing the 2 sides and add this trim on the neck. I finish sewing this. What I will do now is to sew on top, just like these ones, this kissy plint. On this side, the front. This is the allowance I leave on the back, the down parts, because of zip. So I will sew the 2 like this. I will sew. When I'm done sewing this way, then it will now come like this. I will sew zip here. This is the downside, this is the up. I will start the zip from here down to this way. So for the plint, the kiss plint, this is the side, and this is the side of the top and the side of the up. I will place the 2 together like this, hold with pin, and I will add kiss plint on the back. This is the darts, so I will add this plint here. this, and I will bring it this way like this, and I will sew. Then the remaining one I will do the same here, and I will continue from here until I finish everything. I'm going to key splint like this all through the waist. Bring it like this and like this. I'll sew from the back, then getting to, I will do the same the way I make here, and I will continue until this side. I'm done joining the up and the down together, adding key splint on the front and the back and side. The next thing to do now is to sew zip on the back. I will iron before I sew zip on the back here. When I'm done doing that, I will show you the final look. This is it. I'm done fixing zip. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new, you are welcome. Please subscribe and remember the notification bell. Please share this video to friends and relatives. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.